Hi guys and welcome to Horologique. Today, after around a month of ownership, I'm going to let you know if this Pagani Design PD 1693 is worth buying or not. And we're going to go pretty quick on this one. I'm just going to let you know about what I liked and what I did not like about this watch. For all the details, for all the technical details about measurements, go to my first video, go to my first impressions video where I talk about all that. But for now, let's get on with the positives, the negatives, and then in the end, the conclusions should you buy this watch. The positives. And here I'm going to confirm the positives that I talked about on the initial impressions. And it's the fact that this watch looks very good. I believe that is first very positive point of this watch. It is very attractive. There's three versions. There's this black with patina lume. There's the same version but without patina lume. And there's a white version. And I believe that this black version with the patina lume has caught a very good essence of that vintage look of the Rolex Explorer 2. That is very good. That is the first point, the aesthetic. The second point, with kind of joins this first point, is the nice quality of this watch. The brushing, the polishing, especially the brushing, is very, very well made. On that fixed bezel, you can see the radial brushing, which is very, very well made for this price point especially. And the same thing on the top of the watch, on the top of lugs and on the bracelet, you've got a vertical brushing, which is very, very fine. The grain is fine. Continuing on the positives, you've got a top hat semi-domed sapphire crystal with a cyclops, which is sapphire as well. Another positive will be the water resistance. 200 meters screw down crown is a bit unexpected. Pagani Design had been offering 100-meter water-resistant watches, which hold their own, as you can see on some other videos on YouTube, and that was good enough for a watch at this price point. But when you up that to 200 meters, I took this same watch on the pool, which was a salty pool. I was diving, not diving of course, but I was under the pool for pretty long length of time, and of course it was then I just rinsed it under the fresh water, and there was absolutely no sign of this failing. I'm not saying that you should go diving with these to 60 meters. It will not take it, of course, or maybe it will, who knows. But I do not recommend it. It's not made for that. But for diving in the pool, for taking a bath in the ocean, well, this watch is made for that pretty much.
Here's a lume video. As you can see, the initial burst is very good. Let's leave it for a few minutes to see how it goes.
I am sorry, 16 times normal is the most this app will go, but as you can see, the lume is starting to fade, passing the 5-minute mark there. The indices have pretty much failed already, but the hands hang on in there, which is pretty good. I did not expect the hands to hang on as well as they do.
After a little bit over 10 minutes, you can see that, well, even though the small part of the indices are not visible anymore, at least the hands and the main indices are. So that is very good. This is going to go on a good point about this watch, the lume. Especially compared to what Pagani Design had offered up to now.
And then of course there's a price. This is going to be, I believe, in between, maybe a neutral point, neither good nor bad. Why is that? Because Pagani Design are giving you more, are giving you better quality, better brushing, as I told you, and better pretty much everything. but they are upping the price as well. This has been going down in price ever since it was released, but I think it is still up there in the 110s, 120 euros, dollars, around that spot, and that is higher than the 90, 100 euros that Pagani Design is used to offering. I believe the price is fair for what is on offer and from what Pagani Design have been offering up to now. Now let's get to the bad points, because there's many bad points as well. First, there's the bulk of this watch. It's a 42 millimeters in diameter. It's 13.5 millimeters thick, and that is a very good thing. However, this watch does not make use of that pretty slim profile, because it's slab-sided, which means that it's like a Tudor pretty much, and not like a Rolex. Rolex has this very nice trick where they will thin the side a bit while making a kind of bubble back. So when you see the watch on the profile, you believe that it's much thinner than it actually is. It's a nice trick, and pretty much all watches use it. But for Tudor and this one, that is a missed opportunity there. Next, it's going to be those male end links. If you're going to do a 42 millimeter, at least put some female end links there. I mean, the male links serve a purpose there. I mean, you do this watch, they help this watch wear better than it does, I believe, at least wear more consistently around your wrist. That is the good point about male end links, but they do bring that lug to lug higher. Anyway, there is no hiding the fact that this watch is a big watch. I mean, I've got a pretty small 6.5-inch wrist, and that's what makes it big for me. It's not huge, I can wear it, I can pull it off. But if you've got lower than that, I would not advise it. But if you've got a 7.5-inch wrist, it's going to be perfect for you. I mean, it's going to be very good. Then there's the movement. The movement is a Chinese DG movement, a GMT movement, which is fine, all that, but you do not know how much is going to last. Maybe it'll last a lifetime. I mean, I've got other watches that I have reviewed with this movement, and they're all working perfectly up to now. I mean, they're not keeping cost, but you never know. I mean, you never know with a Rolex movement either. Everything can happen. But here you've got a less of a proven record, so there's always that you don't know yet. And then there's of course the small stuff, like the tapering of the bracelet. I would love the taper. I would love the taper to be a little bit more, and the clasp with that awful pressed metal extension. But don't worry, all the rest is solid, so that's pretty good. So time for the truth. Should you buy this watch? Of course it depends. Do you like it? If you like it, that is a very good first. If you do not mind a Chinese GMT movement, there you go. That is another yes. And if you've got at least a 7-inch wrist, or maybe 6 3/4, let's say, then again, this will fit you perfectly. The quality is good, the price is fair. If you like it, then I fully recommend this watch. Thank you very much, guys, for having watched this video, and I'll be seeing you very soon on the next one. Goodbye.